Welcome to today's video where we'll be covering the insightful and transformative book, Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. This book is a collection of the best advice, tips, and strategies from Tim Ferriss's podcast, The Tim Ferriss Show, where he interviews world-class performers from various fields to uncover their tools for success. So, let's dive into the summary of this incredible book. But before we dive into the content, I kindly request a moment of your time to appreciate this video by liking it, subscribing to the channel, and ringing that notification bell. Your support means a lot to me. Thank you so much. In Tools of Titans, Tim Ferriss distills the wisdom he has gathered from these interviews into practical tools and strategies that anyone can use to improve their life, work, and well-being. The book is divided into three main sections: healthy, wealthy, and wise, each focusing on different aspects of personal growth and development. The healthy section of the book covers topics related to physical health, fitness, and overall well-being. Tim Ferriss shares insights from experts in the fields of nutrition, exercise, and mindfulness, providing readers with actionable advice on how to optimize their health and performance. The wealthy section of Tools of Titans delves into strategies for growing wealth, building a successful business, and achieving financial independence. Tim Ferriss shares insights from entrepreneurs, investors, and business leaders, offering valuable tips on how to achieve financial success and freedom. The wise section of the book focuses on personal development, mindset, and self-improvement. Tim Ferriss shares wisdom from philosophers, authors, and thought leaders, guiding readers on how to cultivate inner peace, wisdom, and fulfillment in their lives. Throughout Tools of Titans, Tim Ferriss emphasizes the importance of experimentation, learning from failure, and continual improvement. He encourages readers to adopt a growth mindset, embrace challenges, and seek out opportunities for growth and development in all areas of their lives. Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss is a self-help book presenting the habits, routines, and tactics from successful people across various fields. It provides insights on how to optimize productivity, improve health, and achieve success in life. Tools of Titans details the stories, strategies, and successes of some of the most inspirational achievers, thinkers, and doers of modern times. Tim Ferriss is a successful investor and advisor to technology startups. He was involved in the creation of companies like Uber, Facebook, and Alibaba, to name just a few. He is the best-selling author of The 4-Hour Workweek and the creator of a celebrated podcast series, The Tim Ferriss Show. Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss is a treasure trove of wisdom and insights from some of the world's most successful people. Here's why you should dive into this book. Packed with practical, actionable advice, it equips readers with tools and strategies to achieve their goals and improve their lives. By featuring interviews with top performers in various fields, the book offers valuable insights into their mindset, habits, and routines. With its diverse range of topics covering health, wealth, and wisdom, the book ensures that there's something for everyone, making it an engaging and enriching read. Here is a sentence showcasing the greatness of a quote of this book. Amelia goes to the sauna 4 times a week as she finds it improves her endurance. Tim Ferriss. Those are the individuals who truly deserve to immerse themselves in this extraordinary book. Fitness buffs who are in search of workout tips. Budding entrepreneurs in need of inspiration. Creative minds looking for words of wisdom. The 22-year-old marketer who keeps trying quick fix after quick fix without success. The 37-year-old sales manager who always caves when her team goes out for cocktails. And anyone who can't think of any hobbies within a few seconds after being asked about them. Tools of Titans is a massive compendium of everything Tim Ferriss has learned about health, wealth, and wisdom from interviewing over 200 world-class performers on his podcast, The Tim Ferriss Show. I'm a huge fan of Tim Ferriss's books. I loved The 4-Hour Workweek and enjoyed both The 4-Hour Body and The 4-Hour Chef, even though I wasn't as interested in the topics. This was the first of his books I wasn't very excited about, to be honest. Tim has moved from books you can read fluidly cover to cover to more of an encyclopedic style. For a book about fitness, that made sense. Not everyone wants to be a weightlifter. For a book about cooking and acquiring skills, it did all right with addressing various levels of difficulty. I'm sure for a book with his collected lessons from over 200 podcast guests, it would have worked too. But not if you sort the book by guests. The 2 to 6 pages per guest can't fit all of their valuable tips from the interview, yet also fail to deliver based on what topic you want to learn more about. You can't just skip to a section about meditation or investing or discipline, and are thus left with a pile of info you have to navigate through. Luckily, there are some lessons in that itself, so even if Tools of Titans isn't structured perfectly, we can learn a lot from it. Tim has published an index which helps a bit in navigating the book. Here are the 3 things I learned from that. There is no formulaic path to health, wealth, or wisdom. One of the first things you should learn to combat is peer pressure. You can only be creative if your life offers you the space to be creative in. Personal preference this or that. Let's not fret and look at some of the most versatile tools of Tim's favorite titans. Lesson 1. A proven formula you can follow to find health, wealth, or wisdom doesn't exist. If there's anything to be learned from this book, I believe it's that there is no recipe you can just plug and play on your path to a fit body, a jacked-up bank account, or a serene mind. This book has all the tools and tactics used by the best in the world in their field, and yet it's up to you to pick which ones will work for you. I'm generalizing here because the lesson in the book this relates to is one about health, which Tim learned from Dr. Justin Major, physician to Olympic athletes, health experts, and elite entrepreneurs. Justin says you have to figure out your own approach to health by running experiments. Sure, you can read books, educate yourself, and try different diets, but that doesn't free you from having to eat gluten to find out if you're gluten intolerant. What works for the cubicle champion might not for the professional sprinter or the stay-at-home mom. This expands to the other 2 topics of the book. Learning is good, but only through applied learning can you translate those lessons into real results. Lesson 2. You need thick skin and a mule's attitude to beat peer pressure and do your thing. This is something I've been thinking about a lot through the first semester of my master's degree. By my admittedly high standards, most college students are lazy. They do the bare minimum required to slip through exams, if that, and spend the rest of their time recovering from their demanding college life. Naturally, the peer pressure to procrastinate here is huge. Come on, just 1 beer. A cup of coffee. How bad can it be? I didn't get a thing done today, might as well. As someone who's eager to get back to work, that's tough to deal with. Do I love to take a break? Sure. Just not all the time. Professional snowboarder Shaun White acquired the thick-headed attitude you need to beat peer pressure and do your thing early in his career. When he was 15, his parents paid for his trip to Japan to compete in an event. Unlike all the other athletes, whose trips were all paid for and who partied the night before the competition, he wasn't going to waste his parents' money by slacking. So instead of agreeing to the deal to just show off and split the prize money, Shaun did the best he could, and won. He didn't just pocket the $50,000 prize, but also a valuable lesson for life. If you're not stubborn enough to swim upstream, you'll never be able to take the rare actions required to find success. Lesson 3. To be creative, you first need to experience the stories you later want to tell. Maybe some of his friends and advisors did tell Tim to not structure the book the way he did. But to even get to the point where he could be stubborn and say, I'm doing it this way anyway and going through with this particular experiment, he had to come up with it in the first place. Running your own experiments requires creativity. The way you cultivate that creativity is by living your life and having experiences that will form the creative dough you can then knead into a story, a podcast, or even a business deal. This isn't obvious, especially not early in your career, when working hard is the most important factor. Whitney Cummings, actress and writer of the mega hit show Two Broke Girls, was stuck in a cycle of making fun of herself, the only way she knew how to make good comedy, for years, until she realized she was missing the life that would provide her with new material. Only when she started making time for herself and non-work related things did her creativity reach the next level. As a personal example, I now spend most of my time working, as I still have many stories from the past 7 years I haven't told yet. But eventually, those will run out, which is when it's time to carve out more room to roam. Working hard is good and important, but be aware of this balance to make sure your creative well never runs dry. As I said above, I'm not too excited about this book, but I think the lessons from looking at it, even on just a meta level, are worth considering. That said, If you know your field, what you need help with, or even some of the experts and want to pick individual people's brains, Tools of Titans is a great go-to resource. If you're ready to take your personal growth and development to the next level, Tools of Titans is the perfect guide to help you along the way. This book is not just a collection of interviews and insights. It's a roadmap to success, curated by one of the most respected voices in the self-improvement industry. Tim Ferriss has masterfully compiled actionable advice and strategies that can be applied in all aspects of your life, from your health and fitness to your business and relationships. One of the key takeaways from Tools of Titans is the idea of modeling success. By studying the habits, routines, and mindset of successful individuals, you can better understand what it takes to achieve greatness in your own life. This book serves as a blueprint for success, offering practical tools and techniques that you can implement to reach your goals and aspirations. In addition to providing practical advice, Tools of Titans also delivers a dose of inspiration and motivation. The stories shared by the guests on Tim Ferriss's podcast are both empowering and enlightening, showing that success is not reserved for a select few but is attainable by anyone willing to put in the work and dedication. Here are some valuable insights extracted from this captivating book. I believe you will find them highly beneficial. Feel encouraged to explore its wisdom further and let it spark new perspectives and ideas on your journey. 1. Some of the best health tips come from extreme athletes. Have you heard of obstacle course racing? It's a new athletic pursuit in which competitors run a course full of different barriers, including walls, bodies of water, barbed wire, and even fire. Although the sport is relatively new, it already has some major stars, and Amelia Boone is one of the most successful. She's already placed first in 30 obstacle races and, in 2012, participated in the world's toughest mudder competition, a 24-hour-long race without any breaks. Boone covered the 90-mile course, successfully hurdling nearly 300 obstacles. As you can imagine, she has some great tips for how to recover from strenuous activities. Before every race and training session, she blends beetroot powder with hydrolyzed gelatin, a flavorless nutrient derived from animal products. This simple protein drink regenerates her connective tissues. Another of Amelia's tips is to regularly roll your feet over a golf ball. Doing so stimulates the hamstrings, which are one of the most important muscle groups for overall strength and posture. Or consider another athlete, Wim Hof. His passion for enduring extreme cold even earned him a nickname, the Iceman. He's broken over 20 world records in icy climates, including a 7,500-meter climb up Mount Everest in 2007, wearing nothing but shorts and shoes. To prepare himself for such incredible feats of endurance, Hof sits in an ice bath. But exposure to the cold is nothing new. It's long been used as a health-boosting measure. Just take surfing champion Laird Hamilton and the self-improvement guru Tony Robbins, both of whom work with cold exposure to increase immune function, promote weight loss, and fight depression. That being said, Hof takes exposure to cold to new levels. For instance, one time he swam across an ice-covered lake. During this stunt, his retinas literally froze. Luckily for him, the damage wasn't lasting. Naturally, such extreme activities might not be the best place to start. So, for a gentler introduction, try finishing your daily shower with a 30 to 60-second blast of cold water. 2. There's no formula for maintaining personal health. You might have noticed that people tend to gravitate toward simple answers to health questions. For instance, most of us think that, since high cholesterol is a bad thing, low cholesterol must be good. However, things aren't quite that straightforward. Physician Justin Major, a personal health coach to Olympic athletes, corporate executives, and even health experts like the founder of the CrossFit Center in San Francisco, Kelly Starrett, has been working to counter this type of thinking for years. 3. Working a really tough job will give you the perspective and the drive you need to succeed. Most people believe that hard work will bring success. But there's also nothing like a hard job to make you want to be successful. Just take Chris Sacca, a successful investor in the San Francisco Bay Area whose parents drove home this important lesson when he was still young. For the Sacca children, summers always had two halves. For Success comes from working with long-term systems rather than short-term goals. The comic strip Dilbert tells the story of an innocuous office worker who is, in many ways, the perfect antihero. But that doesn't mean he's not a successful character. In fact, for Scott Adams, the comic's creator, antiheroes can still be successful because success isn't about achieving goals. It's about forming systems. 5. Ignoring peer pressure and taking big risks are both key to success. Have you ever teased a friend just because everyone else was doing it? Well, if you tend to fall into such traps, you might not have what it takes to become wealthy and successful. In fact, to become a success, you need to develop an immunity to peer pressure. Just take the Olympic snowboarding champion Shaun White. When he was 15, his parents paid for him to travel to Japan to compete in an international snowboarding event. The other competitors were older and had all their expenses covered by sponsors. 6. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg are comic geniuses with recipes for creativity. If you think wisdom is all about spending hours meditating and being perfectly respectful, then you aren't familiar with Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. These two guys exemplify the human wisdom to be gained through humor and naughty behavior. Despite the puritanical underpinnings of American society, Rogen and Goldberg have managed to create films that address sexuality with irreverence and hilarity. Their work on the subject began in 2007 with the movie Superbad. This comedy follows two awkward teenagers who are so desperate to lose their virginity that they have little brain power left to devote to anything else. 7. Being creative requires living your life and embracing fear as well as discomfort. Have you ever felt a surge in your ability to do work right after a holiday? This experience is actually pretty common, and it's not just a result of being well rested. It also happens because you're full of new, inspiring experiences. So, in other words, to be creative, you need to have a life. Just take the comedian Whitney Cummings, who wrote the hit TV series Two Broke Girls. For years, she struggled with self-doubt, low self-esteem, and procrastination. She was so plagued by these problems that she thought the only way she could be funny was by making fun of herself. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a health enthusiast, or someone seeking personal growth and fulfillment, Tools of Titans has something valuable to offer. This book is a compilation of the best practices and insights from some of the brightest minds in various industries, distilled into actionable advice that you can start implementing right away. In conclusion, Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss is a treasure trove of wisdom, insights, and practical advice for anyone looking to reach their full potential and achieve success in life. Whether you're striving for better health, greater wealth, or deeper wisdom, this book offers valuable tools and strategies to help you along your journey. You can find the link to acquire a copy of this incredible book in the description below. Thank you for joining us today as we explored the transformative wisdom of Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you found this book summary helpful, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more book summaries and insightful content. And share this uplifting summary with someone who may benefit from hearing them. Leave a comment down below if you've read this book or have any other recommendations for us. Remember, success is not a destination but a journey, and with the right tools and mindset, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Stay tuned for more book summaries and reviews to help you on your path to personal growth and success.